Here's a home phone, and here's a home phone. They're both reliable and provide unlimited local calls. But that's where the similarities end. This one includes more than 18 popular calling features, like call waiting, caller ID, three-way calling, and call forwarding. The other one charges extra for those, as much as $34.50 more a month if you add them all up. This one includes voicemail. The other one does not. This one has low long-distance rates, just 15 cents a minute to the US. The other one charges 47 cents a minute for the same thing. So, which one would you choose for your home phone? This one is Revoice, and you can get it for as low as $14.99 a month. Revoice, the better choice.
Sign up for Revoice Home Phone for as low as $14.99 a month. You could win great weekly prizes and be entered to win our grand prize, a brand new Honda CR-V. Call us at 601-8992 or visit us online at cablebahamas.com/Revoice.
A woman murdered in cold blood this afternoon, a year and a half after her husband was killed. Results of the NIB audit report to be presented to government tomorrow. This Super Bowl Sunday, a Bahamian football player talks about his experience in the Canadian Football League.
It was a great experience because, it's similar to the NFL.
Plus, corporate Bahamas doing its part to fight against heart disease.
Anything that can be done to help to increase the funds.
I'm Nikia DeVoe, and this is NB12 Weekend. Everyone, thanks for joining us this Sunday for NB12 Weekend. The quiet of a Sunday afternoon in the Anglerson community broken by the wails of residents mourning the killing of a well-known convenience store owner. Paige McCartney was at the scene, and as she tells us in this report, the victim's husband was also a murder victim.
In this convenience store behind me on East Street, police say they found the body of an elderly woman with multiple gunshot wounds to the head. Area residents identified the victim as Marguerite Oltame. She owned the convenience store where she was gunned down this morning. Residents said she was well known and well loved. Relatives on the scene this morning were inconsolable.
Marguerite!
And she did hair.
Oh my goodness! Oh Lord! Let's see it go! Let's see it go! Assassination go! Oh God! God!
And the sorrow was shared by many more as the news spread that the elderly woman was killed. According to police, officers on patrol in the area were tipped off to a shooting at the convenience store that's just opposite Kelly's Lumberyard just before 1 this afternoon. Officer in charge of the Central Detective Unit, Paul Rose, said officers responded and met 2 people shot at the grisly scene.
Upon entering, they noticed that a male was suffering from a gunshot wound to the leg, and a female was suffering from a gunshot wound to the upper body. The preliminaries right now is suggesting that a lone male entered the establishment while the male and female were in the store, where he demanded cash, and in the process shot both of the persons.
According to area residents, the victim's husband, Alex Oltame, was also murdered in August 2011 at his convenience store on East Street and Palm Beach Avenue. However, police did not want to confirm that at the scene.
I'm unable to confirm that at this time. We still don't have an identification of this lady yet. All of those questions, we'll be able to determine that later as the investigation progresses.
Officer in charge of the South Central Grove Division, Superintendent Philip Don Wilson, said last year there were 26 shootings in his division and 21 of them resulted in murders. He said this year, officers are aiming to reduce those occurrences significantly.
The South Central Grove Division has set out a course to increase our mobile patrol throughout the Angliston and the Coconut Grove area, where we are most challenged. Someone knew exactly what happened here this afternoon. We beg you, we ask you to come forward with that information. That information would be held in the strictest of confidence.
This is the 11th murder so far for 2013. For MB12, I'm Paige McCartney.
Police this year will aggressively target men who prey on underage girls for sex and prosecute them, Superintendent Stephen Dean declared Friday. Dean urged parents whose daughters are involved in sexual relationships with older men to contact the police and not to hide the crimes because of embarrassment.
It's an adult male who continue to prey on some of our young children, young girls, who seem vulnerable at times. And we are putting the warning out to you, the police are going to be more aggressive this year and pursuing you, prosecuting you. These is not the cases that we're going to work out or sort out. Immaterial to how the victim, what they are saying, we want to prosecute you because it just should not be go unprosecuted. We have to put a dent in the cases of young girls underage having sexual intercourse underage.
His comments came at a press conference to announce the PACE Foundation's Talk to Me Week, an initiative that will encourage parents to speak to their children about sex in an age-appropriate way. PACE officials said the best time to talk to children about sex is during family mealtime. Last November, PACE reported that there are an average of 700 teen pregnancies in the country every year, with 20% of that figure comprised of girls who become pregnant a second time while still in their teens. PACE President Sonia Brown said many parents are afraid to broach the subject with children, which is a factor behind many teenage pregnancies. Brown said teens in the PACE program have consistently reported that their families did not place any expectations on them or give them information about sex.
In our society, there's a lot of discomfort when it comes to talking about sex. In some families, the word is not even said at all. And for those parents who they may be having a difficulty with talking to their children about this specific topic, there is help to be gotten. So we're having these seminars, but there's a lot of resource material. I know that the principal of the PACE program has even allowed some parents to come up there. Some parents whose daughters are not pregnant, they bring their daughter up to PACE to get a little bit of a talking to.
PACE will host a seminar this coming Thursday at St. Anselm's Church on Bernard Road at 6:30 p.m. for interested parents. Well, auditors are expected to present the report into the accounts of the National Insurance Board to the government tomorrow, after putting on all the finishing touches last week. Managing partner at Grant Thornton Bahamas, Paul Andy Gomez, recently told our news team that the report is factual and supported by evidence. He said there was not much room for subjectivity. Grant Thornton was contracted by the government to audit NIB's accounts after a 22-page letter written by then-Chairman Gregory Moss with serious accusations against NIB Director Algernon Cargill was leaked. Cargill was suspended pending the outcome of the audit. Gomez said his firm has found that many people who worked on NIB's boards between 2007 and 2012 performed their jobs with integrity. Well, on to a lighter note this evening as the Baltimore Ravens and the San Francisco 49ers face off at this hour in the 47th National Football League Super Bowl. A Bahamian who is no stranger to the pressure reflects on his career as a professional football player in the Canadian Football League. We sat down with linebacker for the Calgary Stampeders, Colin McCartney, who talked about his experience at the CFL Championships.
Our Super Bowl in the CFL is called the Grey Cup. It was a great experience because, I mean, it's similar to the NFL, only thing the numbers and the money is in there. But it was they had a lot of parties and events leading up to it. You know, my family came up, mom and dad, 2 uncles, so I had some family there. I mean, we lost the game, so that wasn't the best part of it. But I mean, just leading up to it is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. It was the 100th Grey Cup.
He was was an Atlantic University Sports Conference All-Star in 2008 when he recorded 21 tackles, including 7 tackles for loss, 4 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and 2 fumble recoveries. After university, McCartney was drafted to the Calgary Stampeders in the 5th round, 37th overall. In his 3rd season with the team, the Stampeders extended McCartney's contract last month.
You know, it was a great experience. I've been doing it so long, I don't realize the fans, you know, it's just like practice.
The 25-year-old was born and raised in New Providence, and with no experience in the game of football, he said he never imagined he would one day be a professional linebacker. But when he went to college, the football coach recommended McCartney try out for the team due to his size and athletic ability. McCartney was a swimmer for the Bahamas national team before he left for boarding school. He encouraged Bahamian athletes to keep an open mind and give football a try. McCartney said he's not the first Bahamian to excel in the CFL, and there are currently at least 2 players on the team with Bahamian roots.
You don't have to start at an early age. We had a Bahamian that played on my team in the CFL. His name is Godfrey Ellis. He's actually living in Calgary now. He started in college. Football is a sport. You only need 2-3 years to develop and become a professional at it.
McCartney has invited collegiate and professional CFL scouts to the Bahamas this month for a football combine. If you're interested in trying out for college or professional football, you can contact him at carl.mccartney44@gmail.com. Well, still to come, the conversation about sustainable tourism continues.